Indeed, it is most wondrous. It is a time of great realizations. It is indeed a place of contemplation. That which is within us all is awakening and realizing that there is, shall we say, no turning back, and no turning away. We are in the place where we now face our thoughts, our choices, and our decisions. Namaste, darlings. I am. Indeed, I am that I am. I am Kuthumi. And did that not fool you? But it is within all of the divinity that I sit within myself as that which is the energy undergoing many completions, many releases and growths and learnings of that which is the highest quality and quantity of vibrational shiftings. For we are in such a time where, yes, you are being taught many varied lessons upon this realm of how to heal yourself, to heal the past, to heal the inner child, to heal the cellular, to release from yourself many of the past indiscretions that haunt your mind and your memories. And one must remember, this indeed can be a hell on earth when the memories of the past do not let you go, but come up time and time again, waving themselves in front of you, reminding you of what you did or did not do. And so it is that within yourself, in this present moment, a part of you is never fully in play. There is always a part that is actively dealing with the issues of life, life that has been, life that is dead. For it cannot be now, for it has already had its experience. It has been. It is in the past, hence the word past. You have gone past that moment. You have left it behind. You see, my darlings, when you realize you are in a frequency of now, a frequency of the equilibrium of being, the synchronicity, the singularity, there can only be now, the breath. There can only be the awareness that in this very moment you are choosing what your next movement is to be. Think of a chess player. And there are many amongst us ascended masters who have played this game. Think of backgammon. Think of all the card games, canasta, where you have to think at least 3 moves ahead. Why? Because although you are present in the moment, you are observing everything that is occurring. You are also aware that what you do now may affect, ripple effect going outwards certain events. But the past cannot and should not affect your now. But it does. It does, because you are living proof that you live in the past. And hence, we bring through the teachings of release, we bring through the healing temples, we bring through the variations of mechanisms for you to let go of the past, to heal the mind, the trauma of the heart, of the body. But what if we were to say it is simply this? My past, I let go. In this present, I am. I am only in the present. And as soon as you say that, your mind is focused where? It is focused here, now, in the present. Do I deny that you had a childhood? No, I am not saying that. Do I deny that you achieved many great things in your experience of life to bring you to the situation you are in now? No. Obviously, these experiences existed. But, beloved human, beloved being of life, you are not your past. And if there was ever a time for all of mankind to release themselves from the hell, the trauma, the prison they have encapsulated themselves in by remaining in the past, if they were to choose to let go of these memories, emotions, feelings, fears, regrets, pride of achievement, of success, if they were to let these go, do you realize you would have so much more fluidity, energy to focus on your moment of growth and expansion that you are working with? You see, and I may perhaps, how do I say this, step on a few toes now. Even trauma of losing a beloved, whether it is a mother, a father, a partner, can and has been known to pull you down into such a place where you cannot focus on the future. Now, I am not saying that that is where you are. I am saying there are traumas of such deep tearing that they can lock you in a loop. And what do I mean by this? The traumas of life, of loss, of death, bankruptcy, the illusion of grandeur only to discover that you are no more, no less than everyone else around you. The pridefulness that puffs up your chest to say to you that you are better than everyone else, only to have it pricked and deflated by evidence showing that you are not, that brings you to a place of depressiveness. All of these traumas, all of these traps, these thoughts, emotions, and feelings keep you in a loop. And that loop tells you that it's okay to grow in life, it's okay to be happy, but you can never really be joyfully happy. It's okay, you can get on with life, you can experience things, you can do things, but there'll always be something missing. It's okay, you can, in time, find more love, more enjoyment, more achievements, but nothing will be as sweet as that first one. And you see, this is the loop. It is the belief, it is the mindset of the broken mind, the torn mind. And we have spoken on this many times before. But when there is a cavity in the mind, it is filled with the what ifs, the buts, the how can I. Now, we are not saying that for those who have lost, that there is no time to grieve. No, we are not saying that. There is natural grief. And there are 5 stages of grief. And you all know these. If you don't, go and find them out. But what we are saying is that there is a time within your energy that you will ask yourself, is it time to release, to let go of the pain? Not the memory, not the decades or few years of absolute mind-bending joy that you had. No, because that joy will empower you in the joy that you find in this moment. But it is the memory of grief that holds you back. It's the fear of driving because you had an accident. It's the fear of being in a place that creates a claustrophobic environment within your body because in a lifetime you died, surrounded in a place you did not know, unable to find your way out and home. All of these griefs and traumas within the cell live and enjoy themselves by keeping your heart and your mind actively entertained. Now, I may sound callous and hard, but beloved, what I am attempting to describe to you is that there is a time to release everything from you. And then, once you have let go of the pain, of the grief, of the trauma, of the confusion, the fears, you step into the now, you step into the present moment. And you begin to live. You begin to live not for the past, but because you want to live today. You want to experience today. And that is why I said it is this. Because as long as there is air in the chest, as long as there is the concept that you are breathing, that you are making the oxygen, the air, traverse your body, there is this concept of life. And yet, I have ceased this one's breath. And I am communicating through you, to you through her. Yes, her body is reacting, hence the slight tenseness of the voice. But again, as I come back into myself, allowing her to know all is fine. But you see, every part of her cellular body is going, breathe, breathe, breathe. So where is her focus? Her focus is on the present breath. Now the body is at peace. But it wants another one. It goes, why? Because it felt I had denied it the essence of life. But you see, the essence of life is in the heart spark. The essence of life is in the God-centered part of you, the toroidal energy. As you begin to define your present moment, being more applicable, more entertaining, more exciting, wondrous, enduring, creative than anything else, you will begin to see your focus points manifesting faster. You will begin to see, and when I say your focus points, my friends, it is this. It is every aspect of your now moment. If in this now moment you have an ailment, you focus your energy on that, it manifests healing a lot quicker. Now, this may seem old hat, old energy, old repetitive talk. And yet I would say to you, why do we need to readdress it? Is it perhaps because in this swathe of energy that is surrounding the earth realm, that perhaps there is too much focus on the outside, the events that are being displayed and trumpeted and paraded around you as like a circus to entertain you and distract you from what you truly are meant to be and to create. You see, I look upon this place I called home for many, many hundreds of years in my incarnations. And I see nothing like what I left behind. I see distraction. I see pain. I see decimation, abuse. I see so many things that mankind is doing unto itself in the name of progress, equality. And I weep. I weep. And then what catches my eye is a few diligent, conscious, awakened, connected beings who are tuning into their star families, tuning into their roots, whether those roots are Lyran, Arcturian, Palladian, Arcturian, Sirius, whether they are star beings, enduring an experience on this realm at this time to ensure the outcome that has been set in place for the greatest good of humanity, of mankind, of the living beings upon this realm. Then I look at these and I say, what is different? And I note they are not entertained. They are bored, you could say, with the circus that is being paraded in front of them. And yes, there are do-gooders. The ones that will announce, look over here and see how bad this is. And this is what needs to be done to prevent this from happening. And whilst their hearts may be in a good place to highlight certain things, they are still part of the circus. When you are training a horse, when you are training a dog, when you are training an animal that is to perform in a certain way, what do? With horses, you put blinds on them, you blinker them. So they cannot see this. All they see is what is in front. Until they are used to that, then you remove it. So yes, there is still things happening, but they are focused on you. They see you. You are leading, you are directing. A dog is on a lead, and it responds to stimuli that you provide until such time that it responds because it is connected to you at a level of heart connection, and you no longer need to bribe. And this goes for any animal that you train. You build a bond so it no longer becomes distracted by the explosive noise around you. And this is what I would love to see happening, is that you would train other awakened beings that are being distracted, help them put on the blinkers so they may focus on what is true, focus on what is wholesome for their being, that they would hear the voice within, directing intuitively. There are many around your realm that are in this place of connection, many thousands upon thousands. But there are multiple of thousands who are desiring to be in a state of non-distraction, but are still being distracted. But their hearts are saying, I don't want to look, but I'm looking because, oh my God, did you see that? Oh, no. I'm meditating, I'm clearing my energy. But you see, as long as they are living in their past, they are going to be distracted. Now, is the past a bad thing? Is it evil? Is it a shadow? Is it something that we should denounce? No. I am saying it is time to stop living in the past. Stop digging it up. Stop looking at it in a way of yearning for something that once was, because you will never go forward. It is time to truly create a new way of being by releasing the past. I let go of my past. It is no longer attached. I may look at it. I may have my awareness of the experiences, but it no longer is attached to me. Yes, I may use my stories if I so need to in the moment of teaching another an insight and a depth of greatness. But I am unattached. I do not live the story. I recite the story. There is a difference. You see, beloved, when you come into the place of being in a awareness of self, and you are only in the middle, you are in the Buddha mind, you're in that place of equilibrium. You suddenly realize that that inner part of you, your gyro, that keeps you from going too far either side, backwards and forwards, it keeps you centered, is working again. When you come into that place of peace in the present moment, you can focus on exactly what it is that you desire to create and co-create. And all of a sudden you begin to see the plants beginning to grow and produce in your life. Now, this is not to say that you must now draw a line in your life and go, I have no past. My past does not exist. I have no memory of the past. You will always have a memory of your past. You will know exactly when you were born. You will know exactly which day you were birthed. You will know exactly who your parents were, who your siblings were. You will know what school you went to, if you went to school. You will know everything that you've done, every person you've interacted, your marriages, your children, if you had them, your cousins, aunts, uncles. You will know every time somebody left your space to move on, to transition into another realm. You will know all of this. You will not live in it. And there is a difference. There is knowledge, and then there is complete absorption in it. Let me put it in a different way. You are reading a book. And in the moment of reading the book, you are in the book. Everything that the book is telling you, you are mentally experiencing it. You can feel it, you can sense it, you can smell it, you can even maybe sometimes taste what is going on. You can hear the conversations in your head. But the minute you take that book and you close it and you put it down, that is now history. It is gone. You have a memory of reading the book, of what it was, but you are no longer living that book because you're no longer involved in it. And this is where the question lies. Are you involved in your present moment, your future present moments, your creations of now, your awarenesses of now? Or are you involved in your past and what happened before? And oh my goodness, I should make sure that that doesn't happen so it doesn't affect my future. And what happens if this happens again? And how do I heal this? And take a choice, take a moment, decide, and breathe and move forward. Can't be that simple. No, it can't be that simple. I mean, that does away with years of therapy. It does away with years of counseling. It may put some light workers out of business. Oops. But here's the truth. When each consciously awakened being of truth, of light, when they are listening to their inner voice, which is a direct connection to the divine, to the universal voice, to the creator, and they are choosing in that moment to be so focused on who they are, where they are in this now moment, and what they are interacting with, who they are interacting with, and the words that are coming out of their mouth in that now moment, there is no room for anything else. And this is the choice I'm asking you to make, dear ones. Is yes, we will continue to teach you. And those who need to hear it will hear them. Hear the lessons on the healing temples, on how to set yourself free, on how to heal the mind. But there are those of you who can choose. I am that I am. I am a divine being. I am connected to the divine creator. I am a co-creator with the divine creator. My words have the power of life in them. They have the power of death. I speak now to my past. I sever you emotionally from me. I sever you from me in any way that is going to drag me backwards, to relive. I set myself free from my past to work, create, to enjoy, to be fulfilled in my present moment. Now, this may be difficult for some. I could use a terminology that I heard these dear ones say when they lived in New Zealand. Take a teaspoon of cement and harden up, but I believe that might be a little harsh. But there is a concept. Release, let go, move forward. And there are going to be times where you will have to harden your heart to a degree when the memories come clamoring back, because somebody who is, shall we say, not in the same vibration as you now, and they are connected to you from family or life in the past, and they come to you and they start to regale the old stories. Oh, do you remember this? Oh, do you remember that? And when this happened, oh my goodness, and the trauma here and trauma there and trauma there. How do you respond? That is not my past anymore. It is my memory, but it is not my past. It is a choice not to play in the waters of pain. It is a choice to let go and to allow the body to be so released from the weight and the discomfort of pain, of past events stored up in itself, that it can begin to heal from the feet up, from the head down. Ask yourself, do I suffer from migraines, from sore backs, feet that burn, hips that ache, twitch, bodies that just feel they're healthy, but they just feel out of sorts. Hands that for no reason swell up and then go back to normal, leave you feeling tight, stiff. Knees that click and pain for no reason, and yet you are healthy. Have you considered that these may be symptomatic of the weight of the past that you are carrying? Now, yes, I know that there are many teachings out there to clear the chakras, and I do not mock this, but you have to consider this. When you clear the vortices, when you clear the chakras, are you choosing to release your past? Or are you holding on to some memories and some pasts and some traumas because it's enjoyable? It's good to go back sometimes and realize how bad it was and how good you've got it now. Or how good it was then and how mediocre it is now. You have a choice to live in the circus, or you have a choice to walk through the coliseum gates and live a life of knowledge, of truth. My darlings, there is how may I put this? There is an occurrence that will happen in this year, towards the latter part, that will create within many that are upon the surface of the earth great fear and tribulation. For they will not know where to go, what to do. And then there will be those who are prepared. Now, I am not talking of the ends of time, as you know it. But I am talking of the ends of time as you know it. I am not talking of total destruction. I'm talking partial. There is a time that you need to be aware of. And if you are conscious and if you are alert, you will have noticed a pattern forming around you in this realm that you live in. And you will have noticed that things are beginning to occur that happened a decade or two back, or 3, or 4, or 100 years ago. That there's a pattern that's unfolding that has been foretold by many ancient texts. But many of you say, oh, but it's later. It's not now. It's later. And yet there are warning markers. There are wise men and women speaking, bringing awareness in various formats. This is a year of great change. Did not Whitefeather, back in the year of 2019, forecast that you would know by the year 2025, you would know exactly where society stood? Now you would say to me, but we're in 2023, that's 2 years away. Well, if it's 2 years away, and you're in 2023, the beginning thereof, if you're looking at your calendar that has been given to you by the governance, my dears, you would be right in saying that you've got plenty of time to prepare. No. 2025 is the time you will know where you're going. So that means that in 2023 and in 2024, events are going to happen that are going to create within the race of mankind a trigger. And how each living soul reacts, responds, will determine which camp they will be fed into, or not, if they choose to totally disassociate from the circus. And you see, this is why it is so important to release from the past. Because when you do not have a past that is pulling at you, or remember this, behave this way, you've got to act this way, you've got to be this, best behavior here. Oh, don't be cheeky there. Remember that trauma there? That's what happened when you didn't listen. Whether it was a beating or something more violent or something manipulative or narcissistic. The past will always hold you as long as you give it permission. Now remember, I said, I am not asking you to forget the memories. But memories are like pictures that are hanging on the wall. You look at them, you remember for a very brief moment, you walk away, and the mind focuses on what it is doing in the now moment. And this is where you need to be. And this is what the healing temples are all about. Focusing on the now moment. Releasing from the past. Releasing from everything that could possibly hold you. And I'm going to say this, even the birth of your child, the feeling that you had, that immense, awe-inspiring breathtaking moment where that baby was placed in your arms, let it go. Don't let it hold you. Have a memory, look at it occasionally, but do not let it hold you. Because you will need to be trained to focus. It's time to put on the blinkers. It's time to put on the muffs. It's time to get used to focusing and listening to the inner voice, so that when the blinkers and the muffs are removed and you hear the explosions and you hear the rah, 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 you go, I'm focusing, I'm creating, I'm building, I am in the now moment. Now, does this mean that when you are interacting with the rest of society, that you are so focused that you do not see them? No. Because in your now moment, you are aware of everything that is around you and interacting with you in that place, and you are choosing what and who you interact with. For argument's sake, I am communicating with you. There are some that have left this communication, for they cannot abide what I said about the past and the grief. That is fine. They are distracted. And they do not see it as being distracted. They see it as something deeply personal. All right? Deeply personal. Is something that is deeply personal, are you going to let it keep you from being in the moment that releases you into a greater growth, a greater expansion, a greater learning, a higher vibration, a closer connection to the divine creator, an awareness that takes you out of this realm and pushes you into the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th dimension of knowledge, of awareness, and allow you as well to have the memory of that deep personal experience without the trauma? Or do you want the trauma and to go back to the trauma because it makes you feel the remembrance of what was going on? You see, it's crunch time. It's this time where humanity loves to have this saying, or where it's time to separate the men from the boys, the women from the girls, the bulls from the calves. It's time to have the separation. And even in our community of awakened conscious beings, it's time to ask the question, are you ready to release the past in everything, totality? Have a void between you and that. You're able to look at it. It's a good memory. You're looking at it like a photograph album, but it does not hold you, thus releasing you into that place where you can now allow yourself to move in a different vibration, to be in a different vibration. Your conversations become different, no longer repeating the same conversation in different patterns, in different clothing. How many of you still communicate, still vocalize majority of your conversations when you are with certain people of the past 2 or 3 years and the so-called pandemic? Does that still focus everything that you are? Does that still rise up with fear inside of you? Or are you releasing that and realizing that that conversation does not serve you? And that you can go in many ways, I'm going to use a phrase here, go back to talking the way you used to talk. When are we going to travel again? Where are we going to have our next holiday? Where are we going to grow our next plants? Where are we going to put our field in? Where are we going to? All of a sudden, business takes over. Creativity can come back. Future speculation, and you may take that how you like, revives itself. Because you are no longer bound by the past. Beloved, you have to realize you have a choice. You can live in the circus, be fed by the commentators of the circus, or you can walk out the coliseum gates. Take your energy back, take your dignity back, your honor, your truth, and allow yourself to come back into the frequency of love, the frequency and the vibration of being connected with the oneness, the singularity of the divine. Because we are all part of this frequency. But many of us have forgotten that we are part of that frequency. Because when we remember, we have to consciously step away from the negative vibration, the words that we were slipping into, the conversations, the thought patterns, the belief systems that we slipped into. Now, many have gone down that road and taken many others with them. Why? Why promote yourself as being a living man or a living woman following the directives of the divine creator, the holisticness of being connected, and yet promote the agendas of your enemies? Truly, then, does the saying, the enemy of my enemy, is he my friend? No, he's not. Not in this case. But perhaps if we look at it and we begin to observe in the now moment with knowledge, with discretion, and we begin to utilize our intuition again, and we begin to sift through the words that are being spoken to us by so-called gurus and leaders. And even what I am saying must be filtered through this film, this network in your heart called truth, the vibration of integrity. This is a moment of choice. It is a moment where you are being asked by the divine creator, by Tignaya, Gaia, by the universe, by those who are awakened to consciousness, who are fully aware of the changes, but do not call themselves light workers or truthers. They just are. You're being asked by this large community that is growing by the day, are you for us or against us? Are you stepping into the flow of energy? Are you coming into the play of this now moment, creating what it is that you desire to see in your life? Or are you going to allow the tracts and the cords and the traumas of the past to hold you back? And yes, while I might have focused on the traumas, there are a lot of joyous occasions in your pasts as well that draw you back. Oh, do you remember when? Oh, and Auntie Sally did this, and oh my goodness, this and this birthday and that birthday, and oh, that's fine. But if they keep you reliving something for the sake of a feeling, you are in a loop. Let it go. Let it go. This one that I am speaking through is squirming because as I am speaking, I am bringing up an issue, a memory, a trauma. Asking this one, are you ready to let it go? So you see, my friends, this is a very real message, a very real time of self-evaluation. For truly it is a time of difference, a time of choice. It is a time where we need to sit still and hear the voice within us, no matter how uncomfortable we feel, until we find the place of balance. We are in a good vibration at this moment. But it is tenuous. There needs to be choice that you make, that you place above a memory, the past. No matter how pretty, no matter how precious, because the memory will still be there. The emotional quotient will not hold you. I leave this with you, reminding that when you are in the present, and again, come into the present with me, take a breath, and feel that as you hold that breath in your chest, hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Don't let it go. Keep holding. Keep holding. Hold. What's beginning to happen? The tightness of the chest, the urge to breathe. Your body is kicking in to the self-preservation. It wants that breath. It wants to live. Breathe. You see, in that present moment, you were listening to my voice, but your body, your mind was focusing on the breath. When you took that breath, there was release. There was a place, a moment, an emotion that said yes. Whew. Now imagine all of that energy being placed on a creation, focused on a creation that you are creating in your workplace, in your home life, or if they're combined in your family, in your friends, in your immediate arena of connection. How much quicker, stronger, when you focus on it with the energy of life, with the energy of sustenance, when the vibration of joy, vibration of living breath, when you focus on your creations with this, how much more intently will they grow? So you see, my friends, it is your choice, and I leave it with you. To all that hear my voice, I ask you to consider that you are here for a moment, for breath. And yes, there are those that will tell you that you are a coding within a program. And that may be true to a degree of this meat suit that you are living in. Because how many times have you incarnated? And each time you have had a new meat suit, a new spacesuit to wear. But your soul, the spirit, the eternal part of you, that is what goes forever. And that is what I am speaking to. Let the past go, my friends. Clear the Akashic. Release and vibrate higher. You are in the flow. The circus will continue without you. Be one who chooses to be unique, vibrant, connected, to clean one's vibration, to realign the tonal sounds within yourself. Allow yourself to hear again the galactic language, the angelic language, the voices coming through you. Break through the density that has been placed upon you. Come back into the fluidity, back into the now moment of connection, where the veil is the thinnest it's ever been. Do not fall for this deception that it is hard again. No. That is the past and the deceptions that have been placed upon you. Step into the now. Step into the now. We invite you. I am Kuthumi. I am divinely connected. I am your friend. Namaste.